Bicara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast. My name is Nur Hadi and I am your host. Alright, today I'm with Yogesh. Yes, hi Yogesh. So Yogesh is head of innovation for Kerry Logistics and he is based in Dubai. Today we would like to talk about an innovation in supply chain and logistics sector. So thanks for joining us, Yogesh. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, enjoying the weather in Dubai.
Okay, great. So before we start, can you please brief your professional background, Yogesh?
Sure. Just to give it to you in an absolute simple short term, I've got over 25 years of supply chain management experience, primarily focused on solutions, development, design, and bringing that into action. So that's my background. I've worked with some of the big names who are the industry leaders. And, so now I'm currently engaged with Kerry Logistics as the regional head of innovation for the Middle East, and I'm part of the EMEA team. So that's me for now.
All right, cool. Okay, Yogesh. So you may be aware that the supply chain and logistics sector are being transformed now by a new generation and also innovation solutions. So how do you see this current innovation and why this is something that's very important for us?
Okay. Innovation is a very simple term, and innovation basically means that you do the same things in a different manner. So it is not about reinventing or creating something new. It is more about what is in existence. We kind of take it and redo the whole process to improve the efficiencies. That's in a short-term basis, right? Now, why this is important is because the way supply chain is currently emerging, it's a dynamic process, and the way things are happening, there is a multi-brand products which are moving along in the supply chain, and supply chain at the end of the day is nothing. It's a very simple reflector of the company's profits. So if your supply chain is good, the profit is good. If the supply chain is bad, you miss the budget. Now, given that in the current sector, the innovation has to happen in tune with the current practices is extremely important because the entire world is in a state of dynamic attitude of change. So if we don't remain up with the change, we're going to be having supply chains which are going to be obsolete, which will directly have an impact on the profit, right? Hence the reason why innovation is very important, critical for the supply chain.
Okay. So then what is the key success factor for company to be more innovative in current era? And what is the biggest challenge?
Absolutely. The key success factor for a company to be innovative, in my opinion, Nurhadi, and my experience, is to remain customer-centric. It is extremely important that whatever we're doing in terms of innovation has to be focused on the customer. For example, if I'm in the supply chain process, but if I'm doing an innovation which saves water, which is really not relevant to the supply chain, then, I think I'm in the wrong direction. So it has to have a customer centricity and it has to eventually have a dollar value. What is the biggest key challenge in terms of supply chain at the moment is, there is resistance and there is reluctance. Resistance in the terms that we don't want to engage with the new practices and we have a reluctance to, accept that it has to change, but we still don't want to change.
Okay. So, can you please give one or two example from your experience? One of the innovation that's you managed able to track the company performance.
Sure. We have kind of worked on a platform with the help of a couple of extremely bright and talented young individuals who are a startup company. What we did is we combined our resources together and we used that as an innovation platform. We have created a hub called the Kerry Innovation Hub. So we have taken that idea with us. And what we have tried to do is we have combined the AI, which is artificial intelligence, with the blockchain to create a platform which will work on predictive analysis for the freight management system linked to the purchase order management system. It's a slightly complex thing, but when you really link it together, it's an extremely simple task which is being done in a very digital format way. And how does that really work is because it's then eventually helping us to create a document repository, which means that, not too many documents moving around. It's one single entry. And then the entire purchase order is mapped to the freight process. So a company which has multiple brands or which has multiple vendors is able to have the visibility of the entire system or the entire ecosystem on one single dashboard.
So this is
okay. And how this is sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, you had asked me as to how this has helped in increasing the performance. This is improvising the digital platform is helping the end of the person, which is one, to avoid what we call as a decision fatigue, in the sense that the human involved at the person at their level does not have to engage into too many decision-making processes, because a lot of it is actually being done intuitively by the machine. So it is using the pillars of AI, blockchain, and the machine learning to give a predictive analysis, so that the human eventually has to make the call based on, all the inputs put together. So the decision is faster.
So this is kind of automation, right?
Right.
Okay, so which means for us as supply chain and logistics professional, what we should do in order to win the competition in this like the automation area in the era 4.0?
Okay, that's a very excellent question, Nurhadi. In the first place, we need to define what is competition in today's date. Because what was competition 5 years ago is no longer the competition. In today's date, the shipping lines have become the freight forwarders. For example, CMA has bought over Siva, and we really don't know whether they are a shipping line or they are a freight forwarder. Maersk has got involved with Damco and Twill, and we really don't know as to who's what, right? So the whole process of competition has changed. You have a digital shipping line like Hapag-Lloyd. You have a digital freight forwarder like Flexport. So the whole process has changed and it's not like, I would say, it's been redesigned. It's just evolved. The whole system has evolved. So in the current era, which we call as the industry revolution of 4.0, what we are really looking at, in order for us to win over this competition, we need to have two pillars in focus. One is innovation, which means to define the internal and the external process, keeping in mind at the end of the day that all of this has to be focused towards the customer. Then, we also need to engage into automation, which means processes that can be automated, which can be done efficiently by a machine. We kind of slowly and gradually take it away from the human being so that the human being is available to do more creative tasks. So if we have to win the competition in today's date, what we really need to do is focus on the customer, remain agile, that is, bring in the competitive agility to our business and focus on creating a solution for a specific problem, not the other way around. Many organizations in today's date, they are a solution looking for a problem, but instead, if you flip it over and make sure that you have a problem in mind and create a specific solution for that. So that's what I would believe is going to be the edge over the other competition for us to win over. I happen to be in the same industry as yours, which is supply chain. So if we have to do that, we really, really need to refocus and re-engage our entire thinking process.
Okay, excellent. It's a really, really great insight, Yogesh.
Thank you very much, Nurhadi.
Okay, so thanks for joining us for today's episode, Yogesh, and I look forward for next great topic with you again.
Excellent, that will be great. And thank you very much for the support, and thank you from all of the entire Kerry team worldwide.
All right. Okay, thanks, Yogesh. See you and bye.
At Bicara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bicara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicarasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.